What's going on, everybody? The Island Ricks TV2 back with another video. And in today's video, I'll be discussing what happens if Yordenis Ugas perhaps defeat Manny Pacquiao in the next bout. Now, news broke yesterday that Errol Spence Jr. was not going to be able to proceed in this Manny Pacquiao fight due to an eye injury. And it was a tear in his eye, something like that. And I was just kind of like devastated. Because first of all, it already seemed like it was taking forever for this fight to happen. It just seemed like, I'm not talking about like the build up towards the fight, as far as like, Manny Pacquiao getting in that ring versus Mikey Garcia. Like, none of that. I'm talking about, like, from the time they announced that Errol Spence would be taking on Manny Pacquiao, I was like, all right, that's great. But it just seemed like maybe I was just being impatient because, like I said, I'm a huge Errol Spence fan. So it was just like I was ready for that fight to happen then and there. But it's like it was just taking too long, And I know that it take fights probably like they say now it's 2 months to build up. But either way. So now Manny Pacquiao, I'm not sure. I think maybe, they may have ordered this fight. The WBC may have ordered this fight. They must have ordered the fight, and now Manny Pacquiao has to face Yordenis Ugas, I guess, less than a week. And to me, this changes the dynamic. This changes everything, because if Yordenis Ugas defeats Manny Pacquiao, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, this is just a hypothetical, because obviously I would pick Manny Pacquiao because of his experience and just him being an overall legend in the sport. However, that's just look at things from a totally different perspective. And let's look at it in a way of thinking like, let's say if Yordenis Ugas goes in there, defeats Manny Pacquiao, right? Now he's in a position of power. He doesn't have to face Errol Spence. And people may look at this and say, oh, well, if Yordenis Ugas wants to get paid, he knows that Errol Spence is going to put him in a position to where, they could have a face off and he's going to make the most money versus with Errol Spence than any other boxer. So that's why he's going to pursue Errol Spence fight. But we could all make the argument that if Errol Spence would have faced Keith Thurman, let's just take Manny Pacquiao out of the equation, right? Who would you say that, well, of course, Terrence Crawford, but who other than that could Errol Spence make more money with other than Keith Thurman? That's why I say it's important, to separate personal from business. Because he could face Keith Thurman and it'd be huge. He'd make a lot of money. Why? Because, if Keith Thurman came off of an impressive win, at least get himself back in the mix. Instead of pursuing, solely, pursuing the Errol Spence fight. But even still, if these two were to, because it's history, it's bad blood. And I think people would still want to see, because these two have went at it for so long. And I think that these two, if they would have fought, it'd still generate a lot of money, right? So it's not about money for like Yordenis Ugas, or when it came to Spence, it wasn't even about money. It was just it was about pride and ego. The fact that for so long I tried to fight you and you looked down on me like as if you was better than me, or I wasn't worthy of a title shot, right? So just look at how things have came full circle. Like now, Yordenis Ugas is in, has the opportunity now to defeat Manny Pacquiao or, face off against Manny Pacquiao and win. And he could, as Earl Spence says, he's famous for saying, the tables turn. Now, he could say, I don't even care about your money, bro. Like, not even about your money. You didn't give me a shot. You were supposed to face me. I wanted to fight you. And you turned down me for Manny Pacquiao, which, I mean, I would too. Anybody with it's common sense. But he could feel jaded and felt like, all right, well, you did that to me. Like, now I don't have to fight you. I don't got to fight you. It puts him in the position because everybody is going to be, if he shocks the world, it's going to be breaking news. Everybody's going to be talking about this because Manny Pacquiao is already expected to defeat. Even though he may be a young, hungry lion, he's not Errol Spence, and he's not, his skill level is not the caliber of Errol Spence. So everybody already is, kind of like it, and just about everybody prediction they're going to choose Manny Pacquiao to defeat Yordenis Ugas. So let's say Yordenis Ugas pulls off the upset. Like I said, I'm not saying that he's going to be a pay-per-view attraction, but he is going to be in the position to where he call the shots, where he's going to feel like he's the A side. Earl Spence already feels as though he's the A side because he generates a lot of money. So is Earl Spence going to be willing to feel like, to take a backseat to someone who just defeated Manny Pacquiao, the biggest name in the sport? He's in a position to where he can be, I'm not going to say the face of boxing, but he's in a position of power now to where he could pick who he wants to fight next. He don't have to fight Earl Spence. He could say, you know what, I'm a fight Keith Thurman. Let's say Sean Porter defeats Terrence Crawford, which I'm predicting Sean Porter to win. Sean Porter could win, and that could be a rematch. Yordenis Ugas could be like, well, I defeated Sean Porter, but of course, he got the victory because, they cheated me or they wanted, Sean Porter was a bigger name. Now I got Manny Pacquiao. I got his name on my resume. I was the underdog in that fight. I didn't deserve this spot. I didn't deserve this opportunity to face Manny Pacquiao, but now I'm in here. Now I got a chance to face Manny. If Yordenis Ugas defeats Manny Pacquiao, and he defeats him in an impressive fashion, because we got to look at it, Yordenis Ugas has a longer reach. He's a great boxer, great puncher. So he not have that much power, but he's a decent puncher. I say that. But Yordenis Ugas is going to go in there, and he can have his way with Manny Pacquiao. We don't know. But my thing is, for Earl Spence, this was just, to me, I just, it's unfortunate, and I really, just pray that he gets better, because I was really looking forward to this fight, man. Like, people don't understand. Like, I'm about to open a barbershop. I'm going to go sign my lease this weekend. And I had plans, at all intentions, to premiere this fight, at the shop. And I was going to have a fight night. We was going to have, drinks there, everything. I was really planning this fight, but it was just like, everything just kind of happened out of nowhere. And it kind of like messed things up in a way, And, Spence says he's like putting himself out there like, I got the winner. But little did he know that, just because, you had the Manny Pacquiao fight don't mean you next in line to get that, you obligated to get the winner. Because if Yordenis Ugas defeats Manny Pacquiao, he's in the position of power. He could fight who he want to fight. He could pretty much be like, look, I want Danny Garcia. I could fight Keith Thurman. And to me, I think Keith Thurman, if he sees that Yordenis Ugas, see, this is why you can't get too ahead of yourself and too cocky and too overconfident in the sport, because, things happen, things could change, and you don't have the control, the ultimate control over your career. And everything could just change that fast in a split second. Keith Thurman was humbled, and he seen that. He realized that, man, like, it could come and it could go that fast. So for Spence, man, he's not, to me, if Keith Thurman would have went in there and just faced now Keith Thurman, I'll say this, Keith Thurman could face Yordenis Ugas. And I'm pretty sure if he knowing that he has the title, knowing that he could face Yordenis Ugas for the title and it could be a big fight, I think he'd do it. Either way, Manny Pacquiao is going to continue to stay around, I think, if he defeats Yordenis Ugas. I don't think that's because he was looking for the lucrative fight, which would have been Errol Spence. He's looking for the biggest payday, which is versus Floyd Mayweather. And I just don't see Manny Pacquiao leaving without trying to secure that fight. That's what I think. But like I said, Errol Spence may even have to, re-examine his career and just be like, man, he might have to face Keith Thurman. Or, Terrence Crawford, I don't see him and Terrence Crawford fight anytime soon. But who knows? We'll see. The only fight that I'm really looking forward to now is Sean Porter versus Terrence Crawford, because it's going to give us an indication of, what happens next in the welterweight division, in my opinion. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe. I'm out.